From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
We made it. It's Friday, and welcome to this Friday's edition of For the People on June the 16th, 2017. Big show. The POTUS is in Miami, and he's going to be talking about Cuba policy and what that means for the Cuban people. And there's good news for Cuban people. If you have friends or family, the friends that have family there in Cuba, this is not really to hurt them. People in Cuba, we have a lot of Cuban Americans over here, kind of explain that a little bit. And there's going to be a speech this afternoon. We're not going to be carrying it live, unfortunately, because it's going to be aired at about 1:30 Eastern time or there and about. But we're going to kind of break that down a little bit, what that means today, so you can kind of intelligently understand it. So you can appreciate where the president's coming from. But again, got to reiterate, this is not to hurt Cuban Americans. Those that have family over there or for travel, you'll still be able to go back and forth. So that's the main thing. It has more to do with businesses, actually. So we'll kind of break that down. Last night, the Dems won the baseball game. Great game for charity. They played the game. The game went on. Donald Trump had a speech. This played last night, and I thought this was very touching and befitting.
I want to thank members of Congress, their staffs, and baseball fans across the country for supporting tonight's congressional baseball game. This game is always an important moment for both parties to come together to support charity, build friendships, and celebrate our national pastime. But as you all know, tonight's game has taken on a much deeper level of meaning, beyond anything that we would have thought. By playing tonight, you are showing the world that we will not be intimidated by threats, acts of violence, or assaults on our democracy. The game will go on. I want to take a moment to send our thoughts, love, and prayers to Congressman Steve Scalise and his entire family. Steve is our friend, he's a patriot, and he's a true fighter. I know you all will be playing extra hard tonight for Steve. We pray for all of the victims of this terrible crime who are still recovering, including Zachary Barth and Matt Micah, both of whom are respected and cherished by so many. We also praise Special Agents Crystal Griner and David Bailey of the Capitol Police for their heroic deeds that saved so many lives. What a great job they did. And we thank all of the members of the Alexandria Fire, Police, and Rescue. In Washington, we have our disagreements, but we all agree that we are here to serve this nation we love and the people who call it home. That's the source of unity. And more than ever, we must embrace it so that on this special night, I leave you with three great American words that for generations have torn down barriers, built bridges of unity, and defied those who have sought to pull us apart. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play ball.
And what a game. They just about $1 million they raised, so it was definitely more than they expected and sold out more tickets. And it was just a great night and a show of unity. And wish we had more of that in our country. But again, we have crackpots. We're going to learn about one specifically that was just too good to be true, came out of hiding, and you're just not going to believe what this guy's doing. But first, Trump's Cuba trip. These new commerce restrictions are going to focus on the dealings with businesses owned by the Cuban Military Holding Company, and it's known as GASA. Now, this policy calls for Americans traveling to Cuba to use private businesses and services provided by the Cuban people rather than businesses and services provided by GASA. Now, the memo is outlining this new policy does not say whether Trump will close any embassies or break off diplomatic relations, which were restored by Obama. in 2015. Trump is expected to justify the new restrictions on human rights grounds. And basically, human rights is deplorable over there. Most people know that go to Cuba, understand what's going on over there. It's just deplorable. Poverty's terrible. The Castros live in large still, as you can imagine. Now, the policies directing Secretary of State Rex Tillerson to create a task force exploring ways to increase internet access to the island, which is poor if you've ever been over there. So, and he's also going to call for the release of Cuban political prisoners. But Rex Tillerson involved there with the State Department. Here's a guy that really can get some stuff done. I mean, we got the poor kid in North Korea. He was released, and Otto, and still in a coma, eyes wide open. We're learning more about it every day, but sad. But they got him back. I mean, Tillerson, I don't know, again, what deal, more Swiss cheese, more beer, I said yesterday, but what kind of deal they were able to make. There had to have been some concession somewhere for them to be able to do it, because you know darn well they didn't do it out of the goodness of their heart. And Dad said that yesterday. So that's pretty real. So I don't think that anybody's majorly going to freak out about this Cuba deal. Everybody knows the Castro regime has been selfish and obviously cozying up to, you know, rogue nations. Russia's still friends with Cuba, providing them arms and just whatever they need. They're just not a friend. And why do we cozy up and just allow them to have a complete green light so close to our shores? I don't think that does anything to improve life for Cubans there, and that call Cuba home, that love Cuba. There's people that will never leave it because it's their home. I totally understand it, but they would love to have freedom. Their family gets a taste of it. They execute people. They wrongfully imprison people. I mean, they do what a communist country would do. And it's just mass poverty there. And, of course, something that's so sad that a lot of businessmen go to Cuba for, that I hear a lot about, unfortunately, is that they go down for the young ladies. And, of course, they sell themselves out, and then they, you know, send them little surprises and gifts in the mail to keep their ladies happy. And prostitution, very, very, very big, because they can't make any money any other way. And the government allows it because they know that the money actually goes back into the economy. So there you go. But that needs to stop. And there's a lot of good Cuban Americans that I have met, and it's heartbreaking. Now, the travel restrictions, being able to travel to and fro, that's a big thing. That's not going to change. This has more to do with businesses and commerce and how money's spent and how Cuba spends the money as well, wanting to watch that very, very closely. All right, here is a New Jersey Democrat, and he's a strategist. And he decides he wants to go to Twitter and he wants to sound off. Anybody can sound off. Anybody can open up a Twitter account, but he opens it up, hashtag Hunt Republicans and hashtag Hunt Republicans Congressman. This is right after the shooter in Alexandria, just a couple days ago, who left Majority Whip Steve Scalise in critical condition, still in critical condition, even after the surgeries. Major blow to the groin with a bullet, did damage to organs, etc., to the bone, massive bleeding. They had to go in to do another surgery to stop that bleeding. Just a mess. Comes up with a hashtag to do this. I mean, do you not see how selfish, how terrible some people on the left can be? Some people, I just want to quote this, some, not all. But the ugliness, the hatred there. But this Democrat, he says, we are in a war with selfish, foolish, and narcissistic rich people, wrote James Devine on Twitter. Why is it a shock when things turn violent? At Hunt Republican Congressman. Now, first of all, Twitter should take that down out of respect for the police officers that got shot, or a congressman that got shot, just respect in general to take it down. Hunt Republican congressmen and just hunt Republicans, you think that's doing some good? You don't think that Obama actually, you don't think he profited? You don't think he was greedy? You think he was a socialist? Pretty entrepreneur to me, bought millions of dollars worth of household in D.C. That's not elitist to you? Walter Brando, with the big movie actor, vacationed right after he got out of the White House for several weeks with the movie star. You don't think that's elitist? You don't think he's benefited from it? You think Obama was thinking about you? Give me a break. He's enjoying the money, enjoying all the deals that he's made, and not one of those deals is going to help you. Okay? Because he's an opportunist. He's going to go around, and he's going to continue to give speeches, and he's going to tell you why you should vote for the Democrats again. He's great with words, folks. Terrible with action. Terrible with action. His policies were terrible, and have got our troops killed, police officers killed. It's made our country poorer. A lot of disrespect going on, a lot of dissing, race baiting. You wonder why things are so tense. A lot of it had to do with Barack Hussein Obama. He could have been a uniter, and he had the ability to do it when he had the opportunity, and you saw the electrifying moment when he actually was getting inaugurated, and during the inauguration, and all the tears and all the people that was just so happy that we got an African-American president for the first time. I mean, people were emotional, okay? I thought it was a great thing, honest to goodness, that it was a barrier broken for African-Americans. I'm not making fun of that. It's just people were delirious, just delirious. And no matter what Barack Hussein Obama did during his administration, there are people that would stand by everything and anything he did because it was Barack. Donald Trump's in there, forget about it. Ain't my president. Hey, they ain't my president. Ain't my president. Ain't him. How we get shot. I've heard people talk like that. Okay, I'm throwing it back out there. Yes, it's ignorant, but it's real. All right, I live in a fairly decent-sized city. It's not New York, but it's Tampa. It's grown. You know, we got some millions of people in the Bay Area. 4.5 million people, you know, between Pinellas County. It's pretty busy, but it's pretty diverse. And, you know, a lot of people, we got a lot of New Yorkers that live here or relocated here. I'm one. I've been down here since 2001. I've lived other places. For radio reasons, I've lived in L.A., New York, D.C., but anyway, but I'm friends with people from all walks of life. I have friends in low places and high places. I just, people are people. And when you hear the combo and you hear the conversation and then you ask them about it, it's just because I heard. They hear everything. And like I've said for days and will continue beating that drum, there's a lot of ignorant people out there. One in case who is completely ignorant, James Devine on Twitter, and I hope to God that at Hunt Republican Congressman is taken down, or this other hashtag, Hunt Republicans, and yeah, it's two, at Hunt Republican Congressman. And this guy is just a lunatic. In an interview with MyCentralNewJersey.com, Devine said, if you want to invite a class war, then you have to expect people to fight back at some point. The Democratic strategist also wrote on Facebook that he had little sympathy. This is unbelievable here, folks. For Scalise, because of his lack of support for gun control. His lack of support for gun control. Actually, it's a right that we have. He wants to protect our rights. Remember, folks, guns don't kill people. People kill people. And they've been killing people since the Wild West. And that's a fact. Folks, wake up. That's why you listen to the broadcast, right?